Alright, so Nicole's starting with a scapular wall slide. So your intention here is to set your feet about a foot away from the wall. Keep your glutes in contact, your upper back in contact all the time, as well as your hands and your forearms for the most part. So your emphasis here is activating your serratus. So as you're pushing up, you are consciously activating the serratus the entire time. As you're pulling down, you're going to allow the scapula to retract as much as possible, but not allowing the upper back to come off the wall or your glutes, and especially don't hyperextend the lower lumbar. You want to make sure that you're keeping your pelvis and spine as neutral as possible and just work within your active range. Don't try to force it. Next, we're going to go into a push-up plus. So the emphasis here is just a short and range push-up, and then at the top, you can see she's pushing her scapula as far apart as possible. So it's retracting as she comes up. She's protracting and pushing it as far apart as she can. So working on that scapula mobility and being able to control that, which is very important in all upper body movements, for stability and for bracing, as well as shoulder health. So you're up, push as far as possible, and then allow it to retract as you come back down, letting the scapula move fluidly. Okay, next she's basically going to go into a shoulder extension stretch. So again, focus on keeping the core tight and everything neutral. Do not hyperextend at the spine and the lower lumbar. And you're just putting your shoulder into an extended state, opening up the chest, the front delts. Then also you're looking to retract your scapula together as well. You just want moderate tension here. You're not looking to have anything excessive. And you're going to hold this around 20 to 40 seconds. Good. Okay, now she's going to go into a 45-degree angle tricep kickback. So emphasis here is she's pulling the scapula down and back, and then once she gets to that position, then she's going into a tricep extension, and then also extending those arms back as much as she can once they're in the contracted position. So she contracts and then extends back. Pause for 1 to 2 seconds to get a fully contraction. And then as it goes down, she's letting her scapula contract, reset, pull down and back, elbows back, and then contract the triceps. Because remember, the long head of the tricep attaches to the scapula, so it's very important for stabilization. Be very cognitive of getting that long head of the tricep to contract on each and every rep. Okay, last here, she's going to go into external internal rotations. So keeping her back flat against the wall. Make sure you set your scapula first. So you're setting your scapula down and back to make sure it's stable and not moving, because we want to emphasize the rotator muscles here. So pushing the upper arm into the wall right at the elbow joint, and you're trying to get as much external rotation and internal rotation as possible, not allowing the scapula to move and keeping it isolated right in the shoulder capsule. Nice, controlled. And you're forcefully pushing each direction. So once you get in that maximal externally rotated position here, you're pushing back like an isometric contraction. And then again, when you into the internal rotation, contract. It's almost like you're pushing into a wall once you hit that point that you can no longer get to. It's really important to turn these muscles on for stabilization in any upper body movement.